Andy, you were talking about how the practices this week were the best you've had, mainly because you got everyone back.
Yeah.
But just how much has that kind of helped lift the spirits of this team having all your players back?
Well, it's great. We have our team finally healthy after all the ins and outs with injuries and sicknesses and everything else that's gone wrong with our health. And when we can practice hard and we come out with good effort, you know, we can have a chance to win every game we play. And we're just trying to put a few games together now where we play as hard as we can and see what happens.
Coach, you made the lineup change with adding Kobe Johnson into your lineup. What ultimately made you make that decision tonight?
Well, this is how we started the season. Those are our starters, and we decided to go with now that Isaiah's back full strength, and you know, Boogie was he's probably pretty close, if not 100%, and then Kobe's looking better, and so we just decided to go with our veterans and some of the guys that have been playing well.
Hey, Coach, speaking of that statement you just said that you think you can win any game you play, how do you get the team to focus and kind of lock in before the Pac-12 tournament with that kind of being like the goal?
Well, we're not good enough to start looking ahead because we just have to focus on the next day in practice, and then we have a game Saturday. So I think we can improve before that. Our goal is to keep getting better as a basketball team, and I think our defense is much improved, and our turnovers, we're keeping our turnovers down. So we're just focused on the things that we can control right now, and then we'll ramp up for that later in the season.
Andy, how do you explain the difference of the Stanford game to this game? Like two different teams one day.
Well, the Stanford game, we were on the road for 5 days and sat around the hotels, and that's very hard when you have a Wednesday, Saturday, and you play a late game on Saturday. But that's no excuse for our lack of attention to defense against Stanford. Tonight we had great attention to defense. We made very few mistakes tonight, and we covered for each other when we did, and we challenged shots, and then we did a pretty decent job on the board. So they were very focused, and unfortunately at the Stanford game, every mistake we made, they made a three, and they made quite a few in the first half to get that lead. And so tonight was what we expect, to hold a team to 36% from the field, to give great effort, and very proud of our guys to come back off that tough road trip and focus and get energized to play here tonight.
Especially in Pac-12 in blocks, like what makes him such a dynamic talent?
Great timing. Has long arms too, but he has great timing, and so a lot of guys have long arms. It's his ability to anticipate and see if the ball handler is going to either shoot it or pass it, and he's very good at waiting to jump, because a lot of guys will jump too soon. He waits and has just tremendous anticipation, and then he can go get it.
Andy, Ozziah barely played, and Harry and he didn't get him. What was the thinking about the rotation that you introduced?
The guys, we just were riding with our guys, the starters, for a lot of minutes tonight, and I thought Johnny Wright had a good week of practice defensively. You know, Utah is very hard to guard, so we have confidence in all our players. And if you notice, everybody's played on our team significant minutes this year. So tonight was just a game time decision. I didn't even think about the rotation until the game started. As far as we weren't going to specify certain guys would get certain minutes. We were just going to go play and see if we were doing well enough to keep the starters in longer tonight.
After Utah goes up by 2, you guys just talking about it, I think we're on. What did you like the most about the way your team responded in that moment? Maybe.
Yeah, they went on. A few of our guys got winded, and we gave no effort in that transition basket for them to take the lead, and so we had to sub out a couple guys and called timeout, and we came out of that timeout with a renewed focus, and I was proud because of sometimes when that can snowball when they go on that run to take the lead, and we came out and then retook it and extended it from there.
And he's going to ask you, but just what did you see on that play from Joshua at the end? Just the anticipation?
Yeah, she just asked about what makes him such a good shot blocker. He has terrific anticipation, and he doesn't jump too soon. A lot of guys will jump too soon and either foul or miss the ball. Yeah, and he's very good at waiting, anticipating, and then going to get the ball with his with blocking the shot. He's great at it.
You talked about the summer area, but obviously, a tough stretch early season, had that virus, lost all that weight.
He lost 15 pounds. He looked skinnier than me, and after that, we were 2-2 in the league and just beat Cal and Stanford, and we were playing very well. And we thought we were going to put a string together, and then we had 3 guys go down at the same time. And Josh didn't play the next game, and didn't play for a couple of weeks with his virus, and it took him. I gotta give the guy credit. He was really sick and thin, and I think you probably saw that when he tried to come back. He just wasn't himself, and so. You just don't lose 15 pounds when you're 6'11", and then just come back quickly with that. It took him a few weeks, and so really happy for him because he's been such a big part of our program the last few years. He went to an Elite Eight, 2 other NCAA tournaments. He's been on our team. It's his 4th year with us, and he's been part of a lot of winning basketball, and he's helped us win a lot of games, including tonight. So just really happy for him.
Coach, Collier had 15 points, led your team, also had 16 leading assists for your team. What have you seen so far over his last 3 games since his return?
Well, it's no secret when Boogie, Collier, and Josh went out, we went from averaging 78 points a game to 63. I mean, couldn't score 70 for 6 straight games. So obviously those 2 lead guards are important when you lose your 2 leading scorers. So he's getting back. He made I was disappointed in the late turnovers he had because he drove baseline. He let the defense dictate to him what was going to happen. He just jumped out of bounds and threw a prayer to the wrong team's hands or threw it out of bounds. So, but other than that, I thought he played a very smart, solid game. He missed a couple easy shots, but he had 6 assists, and he's important to our offense because he can put pressure on the defense and get downhill, get in the lane, and make plays for his teammates. He's a very unselfish player. So we're happy to have him back, and we like I said, we need to keep working as a team because we think we can string some games together here.
And he had 20 assists on 26 made baskets. Are you doing anything specific that led to that much sharing the ball?
Well, we're trying to cut our turnovers down. I think we've made big improvements in the last couple weeks. If you look at our turnovers, they've been way down. And the sharing the ball, I thought our guys did a good job. When they didn't have it, they didn't force it. They just moved it. They cut, set ball screens, and it worked pretty well to get good shots. We didn't make them all. We didn't make them all, but I mean, how many open threes did we miss? A lot. But we shared the ball.
Bronny played just 7 minutes in that first half in general. A couple times the last couple of games looked a little bit maybe frustrated with himself after you pulled him out. And what did you like about the way
He was terrific tonight. He played outstanding defense. He made a couple of defense mistakes in the first half. In the second half, he learned from that. We talked to him about at halftime, and in the second half, he was terrific. And then ended with great defense, 7 points, 3 assists, no turnovers, had a steal, a block shot. He was outstanding.
specifically, he looked like he was one play kind of swiped down, got the foul, and then he had that one play in the second half, went back in, he again swipes down, pretty big block there.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any kind of adjustment from him as far as what you have to learn as far as using his hands defensively?
We try to get deflections. We had 10 steals tonight. I thought it was big for our transition offense as well, and also holding them. And so he's. I just thought he played great, and smart player. He had been struggling with the shooting, and we want him to shoot open shots. But as you saw tonight, he can affect winning in a variety of ways, and he did that.
Obviously, Boogie played a really key role defensively tonight with all his steals. But what do you think it's going to take to get him back to, shooting?
If you have any suggestions, let us know. Look, he had a severe hamstring injury. He was hurt. He missed many games. When he came back, you could see he just was not himself. He went from average 19 a game to 9 or 8, and didn't score in double figures for 4 out of 5 games recently. And tonight was his best game just because of his energy and his effort. And he missed wide open threes, missed 3 free throws, including he's a great shooter. So what I'm hoping is, he had his 2 best practices this week in a month and a half just because of his injuries. And so I can tell the way he's moving on both sides of the ball that he's close to being 100%. But I felt very badly for him because here he is. He's a senior all-conference player, and his hamstring just went out the wrong time, and it was very, very painful, and just prevented him from cutting and changing speeds and changing directions, and so we hope that's as healed as it can be right now.
Going off that, you got a free throw line there for that final 1-1, and then you missed that. In your head, the way the season's gone at times, are you thinking like
Someone's going to bank a three and it beat us?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say my mind went that far, but it was pretty close. Although I would much rather think about Josh Morgan blocking the shot to help win the game.
Andy, just one final question. Willie still doesn't seem to have the burst that he had before the injuries. Do you think that's a fair observation?
Yeah, very, very fair. That's what I just said to you, Rich. I think he was hurt in November, and then he came back, and then he hurt himself again in the Stanford game. At home, it was January 3rd or early January, and now you're here. Our February. When was Valentine's Day? Yesterday. So this is February 15th. And so it's been a month and a half almost, and he looks like he's moving much better now. I don't think I think some of those threes he missed, those three in a row, were just because he hasn't practiced that hard because of his hamstring. He got a little winded and tired, and when you're shooting, you notice all his free throws were very flat, and in those threes they were short. And that's just him getting back, getting healthy, and trying to get his legs under him and get back into game shape where he can play 30-some minutes and make those shots down the stretch. And that's what I think.
Andy, do you think DJ Robin has established himself as the guy's best rebounder overall?
Well, our big guys don't do a great job at it, but they're trying, and I was proud of our bigs. Kajani Wright had 3 offensive, and Vince and Josh did a good job today of putting their bodies on people, and then our guards came in and were able to rebound when our bigs were boxing out. So I thought we did a better job today. And what would you ask about DJ? Yeah, DJ had 7 rebounds tonight, and he's made it a point to become a better rebounder, and he's done that.
Going back to the Stanford game, obviously just a tough performance defensively, and kind of the days that followed that. I mean, what were sort of the conversations like? What was kind of the mentality in practice? Just that you tried to instill to get these guys to kind of bounce back?
Well, we took Sunday off and then came back and practiced 3 days. We went very hard and said, if you don't want to, you can't go hard, then go home. And we have no time for softness or if you don't want to be here, just go home. We compete and give our guys credit. We had 3 great days of practice. They went at each other as teammates do, and then they played hard, and we mixed the teams up for 3 straight days, and it was very, very competitive, and they came ready to play tonight. So I'm very proud of them bouncing back. They were embarrassed. They were embarrassed as we were as coaches, and the best way to alleviate that pain and embarrassment is to come out and play better, play harder, and play together.
Thanks, Andy.
You're welcome.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Did you get anything special for Valentine's Day?
Did I get anything?
No, did you do anything special?
You know what? I'm so tired that my wife made a great meal for us and just enjoyed staying home with kids. So, how about you?
Virtual.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, Steve got that question. Josh wants to eat some chocolate.
Josh, on that last defensive possession,
Mhm.
you see the ball all the way, you feel you had that block.
Yeah, the entire time, what was his name? What was his name?
Oh, Davion?
Yeah, Davion. He's a very good point guard. He was running very, very fast, and the entire time I just had my eyes locked on him. And then when I saw he got past a couple of our guys, I knew he wasn't going to be seeing me in the cut, so just went over, and then luckily was able to make that block.
You're obviously guarding Charleston on
Mhm.
the play, a couple threes.
Yeah.
What was just kind of the reaction time, with you knowing that you had to kind of shut
Mhm.
him, but then also turn quickly and kind of protect him?
Yeah, so honestly, it's kind of one of those just split decision moments. It's kind of hard to explain, but I did notice that he wasn't exactly looking up, and it didn't look like he was looking to pass. So he kind of had his head locked onto the rim, and when situations like that, that's just one of the times you can kind of just take a gamble, and luckily that gamble paid off.
Isaiah, what was your view of Josh?
I seen him coming. We know Josh, my opinion, the best shot blocker in the country. So we knew he was gonna come from outside and probably block that shot for sure.
Isaiah, Coach just talked about the intensity in practice coming out from the basketball. Can you kind of talk about what was it like for the players, like being a part of it and participating?
It was more about pride, really, to be honest. Because I feel like it was a embarrassing loss for us here at Stanford. They hit 19 threes, so we didn't show no fight in that game. But we also learned a lot from that game. So we took it into practice as far as just like the aggression and stuff like that, and we built from it.
Josh, to go off that, you just said one message to you guys after the Stanford game. You don't want to be here if you're not ready to practice hard. Just go home at this point. And, what do you remember about kind of the way that the team responded to that messaging and gone at each other the past 2 days?
Yeah, everyone showed up on Monday. We knew everyone was going to. And they told us right after the game that it was going to be a hard practice, and it was. But there was no pushback from the team. Everyone felt like we needed it. And honestly, the past 3 days have been, in my opinion, the best couple of practices maybe in a month, maybe. Everyone on the team was locked in, and then obviously it showed on the court, whether it was our defense. This is the defense that we looked like we had last year. So I was, more than happy about that.
Just for you personally, you had that stretch
Mm-hmm.
a month ago where you had that virus,
Mm-hmm.
lost 15 pounds, and tonight, that block, you feel a little bit like kind of coming full circle from that. Just been an up and down year for
Mm-hmm.
personally, just in terms of help
Mm-hmm.
with that. Does it feel good to have this moment with that?
This feels great, not even solely for me, honestly. Just this win was one of those wins where you're just like your entire team, stuck together and grinded it out. So honestly, putting anything that I did aside, I'm just ecstatic, that everyone on the team bought in and everyone on the team came ready to play. Everyone wanted to play defense. Everyone locked into the scout, and we came out with a great win.
Josh, speaking to that, Andy was just talking about how you guys responded after the Joshua Morgan. Maybe a team that's not as connected doesn't come back from that.
Mhm.
Responded with these 9 3 points. What did you like most about the way you guys responded there?
Yeah, it's no secret. Normally when we lose our lead, we don't normally get it back. So as opposed to maybe even a week ago, I'd say our team really stuck together, and they're like, okay, you know what, we was up basically the entire game, and even though we know everyone's going to have their runs, so they had their run, and as opposed to just laying down, we fought back and we got our run back, and then came out with the win. So I'm just nothing more than proud with this team more than anything today.
Any other questions?
Isaiah, third game back after the injury, it's been a little bit for this team that, they missed you over the last month, as Coach has talked about. And how do you feel you can help this team late in the season right now, with a few games left?
For me, it's just staying locked in on defense. As a team, I feel like we could become a great defensive team late in the season. We coming in a late conference play right now, and we just looking forward to just build on top of defense, and then that just leads to offense for us, to be honest.
And physically, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling great. I feel like I'm in one of the best shape of my life, so I'm good.
Isaiah, what did you think of Ronnie's specifically defensive impact, especially late in the game? The second half, it looked great.
It was great. Got the team going as far as energy-wise. Then he had a layup as well. So, Bronny's a great player. We need him out there all the time. But it was definitely great.
Josh, Brandon Carlson, he got his point, but you made him earn it.
Mhm.
Did you have anything special going into the game, any plan you had for him?
Honestly, I didn't really guard him much today. That was normally DJ or the 4-man. But, Brandon Carlson, he's a great player. I mean, plain and simple. But we had a scout on him. You know, we knew what he was capable of and what he was more than likely to do. And so every bucket we had, whether it was one-on-one in the post, you know, bang him, make him earn it, as you said. Or if it's on the three, you know, we're switching everything. So he can't just get off, you know, any easy shot because, I mean, he's 7 foot. If he gets a jump shot, you're probably not going to be able to contest it. But as I said, he's a great player, but we were really locked into it. Whether it was me, whether it was Kajani, Vince, or, you know, DJ, whoever was guarding him, I think we all did a great job on him.
Isaiah, tell us what it felt like on that trip home last Saturday after really kind of a real thrashing against Stanford.
I mean, like I said earlier, it was definitely an embarrassment for the whole team as a whole. We felt like we didn't fight out there. So, I mean, we took it to the chin. But we came here and watched film and things like that and learned from it. So hopefully we just never have those mistakes again to the point where we're not coming back from a trip like that again. So, yeah.
That's good. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.